good. And ka means space or whole. And it's from back in the day when people used to ride in wooden carts. So that's a little bit before our time. But we've seen the movies. And cartwheels, and there's spokes, and then in the middle is a hole, you know, sort of a thing like that, and then the axle goes through it. And in the inside of the axle hole, the way that that would be carved or created could be smooth or rough. Or maybe it was once smooth and got, you know, old and funky. So if it's smooth, the people in the cart would have a smooth ride. And so that was sukha. They would have an experience that was maybe comfortable, maybe sweet, maybe easy, maybe any of these things, but it means good space. And duhka is bad space. So the people in the cart would have a bumpy ride if there was a strip missing or, you know, a chunk out, and then the wheels would go the thunk. And you had that cart in the grocery store? Or did you ever go to India? And you go to Delhi, and the airport is a little bit upgraded now, but back in the day, and you get there and you're so out of it from that 16-hour flight, and then you get a trolley that keeps going like that, and you can't hardly deal with it. It's like, oh my God. That's duhka, those carts. So the idea is interesting to think about. Our practice is really an invitation to not blame it on the cart, but to keep going back into our own experience. Because you know that we've all been the kind of person who has a bumpy cart and we just complain about it. You know, we've had those days. We try to be, cheerful, but we've had those days. It's like, my life sucks. I can't believe this is happening to me. And not only did this happen to me, and this happened to me, and this happened to me next week, but now this is happening to me. And we get crabby. Or we have that kind of a week and we go, well, it's one of those weeks. Whatever. And it doesn't bother us, right? No? The Wonder Bus? Oh, had a duhka wheel? Then it's not that bad. And sometimes we just laugh about it, and sometimes we don't. Yeah. So there's always the opportunity to just look at that. Just look at it and see, am I going for sukha? Am I going for duhka? And sometimes we like the duhka. And that's where it really gets interesting, is what duhka are we accepting? And I realized one time I was in this pose, I've done this pose for a million years. And one day when I was doing it, and I'm telling my students all the time, if this hurts your shoulder, move your arm, hold the strap, don't go there, And I realized this hurts me. This is hurting me. And in fact, that feeling was really familiar. And I realized in that moment, it's not just hurting me now, it's been hurting me for, I think, some years. But I just kind of woke up to it. And it seems so crazy, but you know that thing, right? That's happened to you too. And it could be a relationship. That's a relationship. That's my relationship with the sensation in my shoulder, my relationship with myself. It could be any kind of relationship or situation where one day you just go, this is hurting me. And then I changed it, and now it doesn't hurt me anymore. It took a while. So sometimes we have duhka that we accept and we don't even notice. So good luck with that, everyone. Place your hands on the floor. Bend your arms. Push. Bend. Push. This is like jumping with your arms. Bend. Push. Bend. All the way onto your hands and knees. One more downward facing dog. It's been so long. Good. Mm-hmm. And just how can you relate to this particular down dog, which might be the 80 millionth one you've done this weekend? As you inhale, lift your right leg up. Keep your pelvis square. And really reach long through the right leg. Only take it where you can go, keeping it clear and long. Yeah, that's it. Make a peace sign with your right big toe and your right index toe and hook that around your left ankle. Both legs can be straight. And then draw the left heel down. In fact, so much that you naturally start walking your hands back to your feet. And when you get all the way to the back of your mat, you can slip your right foot off and take it around to the outside of the left leg. And really hug your legs together. So you're standing on your right foot. Right foot goes to the back of the left leg. Right leg goes to the back of the left leg and around to the floor. That's it. Draw your legs together so firmly that you can round all the way up, just standing with your legs in this position. Yeah, just like this. Good. And then from here, place your hands on your hips. Bend your front leg, bend your bottom leg, and come into Garuda. Left leg over right, left arm under. Take your gaze straight ahead. And try to lift your elbows as high as your shoulders. Palms pressing together. Lengthen your fingers if your fingers are all kind of grabbing. Put the backs of your hands together. So you're working with a place of clarity rather than grasping. Begin to round the spine. Remember that feeling of rounding and lifting the side waist. Even though your arms are wrapped, maybe you can extend your fingers towards the floor and begin to look down and a little bit forward. Maybe you can touch the floor with your fingers. That's it, Anne. And when you get where you're getting, put your left foot on the floor, tuck your right knee, and have a seat. So now we're in Gomukhasana legs.